You like to drive the other way around?
I was just experimenting to see how short yours was. Much shorter.
A little race. Who is first? I was slow. Well, that's really 1 kilometer less.
Yeah,
What? What? No. Someone got it. Someone got it inside. Someone left some rain trousers on my doorstep, so one was very thoughtful. Maybe it was she.
Bitte, bitte.
It doesn't matter, you're just the best in the picture. No? Das Beste, was der Kamera passieren kann. Man nimmt keinen Flüchtling auf, man nimmt eine Frau auf.
Siehst du? Das ist auch gut.
Jeder Ehemann ist eine flüchtige Frau, dann ist schon für alle gesorgt. The weather is not so bad.
It's gone to Pondicherry is storm from.
Yeah, it comes here soon.
Is it?
2 hours later. At 4 o'clock they say.
Oh, that's okay, yeah. Because I didn't bring raincoat, you know. It's incredible, being English, you should always have a raincoat.
I think in English I should be born with some weather.
So they'd be coming out of our head.
Like in caves.
All rainproof skin. Yeah.
That they have anyway. They look like fish anyway.
Right. Fish and chips, yeah.
That's why they eat so much fish and chips. Breakfast.
Just in case. Im Fall des Gottes.
Hi.
Good morning.
Hi. It's in Japan it's like, hey. Hajime.
It's not your creation.
Huh?
Es ist nicht deine Kreation.
Hajime is start fighting. 20 years of Shotokan karate, I know that. Mawashi washi geri, mawashi washi yogi, mawashi washi geri. Like a kick from the side. Side kick. The girls have a lot to talk.
Yeah, it changes. Tsunami.
Two girls meeting is like two tsunamis meeting. They're overfloating each other. Huh?
High mountain.
Higher mountains? Higher a mountain, what? At school you would sit one on that side.
Small ones in the front.
One in that, at the end of that one, another one at the end of that one.
They did that with me. My girlfriends, one in high school and one in that school.
And still they talked.
Yeah, and now we send notes. Now it's text. Now we send text.
Little messages by plane. There's little plane, paper planes. And crumbs, with rubber crumbs. With little messages. Girls are very inventive. space, the seats here in front, they're all so far away. I'm so fearful. No. He's lying. Okay, then we have some fun. So, any questions from yesterday? I have to take everything these days. Russia has no question.
Not yet.
But since 5 years she has not yet. How long?
Sometimes I had questions. Yeah.
Two in 5 years.
No, 3 years.
3 minutes.
What about your dream? Your falling dream? Falling out of last I don't remember.
In dreams?
But falling out of the window.
Yeah, but it was not a question, it was sharing.
But no, that's not ready for sharing. Then we don't want to know that. You're not ready for that. So, now I have my coffee. Yeah.
I want to ask about karma yoga. This karma yoga, when you fully serve for people and you have no time for your own life, if it is help to assimilate ego, because like you're completely in action all times, and you work for other people, not for your own.
If I could understand the question, I maybe...
Karma yoga assimilates the personal ego of someone. Doesn't help.
That's a goal in it. But it doesn't work. Because who is unknotting the knot of one who needs to be unknotted? Like the biggest knot is one who thinks he has to unknot all the knots, and only without knots it can be one, he can be what he is. That's the biggest knot. It's like a no-me is a better me, that's the idea behind it, that's the biggest knot. This idea that there's a no-me which is better than a me, so the preference is still there. The preference, no knots are better than knots. So you're failing again, but that is made for. So karma yoga is for you to fail again. The heart knot cannot be opened by karma yoga. The heart knot can only be opened by being what you are, but not by having no knots, no story or something. So I'm here in an opposite direction. I make you more knots in your brain that you don't even try to unknot them. So I'm not interested in unknotting anything. So I rather make more knots, because then you maybe already, you see you will fail anyway. Because for every knot you unknot, you create space for 10 others. That's the main thing. So you make just space for other knots. Because you always collect knots again. The next events you collect as the other ones, and then you just have more space. Huh? So.
What about the basic idea of karma yoga, that not you are the one doing something?
Yeah, but who is then not doing it? Huh?
Me.
Yeah, that's called vevu or vaivu, the non-doing. But then came vaivu vai, the non-doing and non-doing, like that. Neither doing or not doing. That is vaivu vai, like this famous guy, this English landlord who was racing horses in south of France. You read a book about it? You should, if your brain is ready for it.
What is his name? Who are you?
Vaivuve. 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 No, Vaivuve. Or Vaivuve.
Action or non-action.
The actionless action. So now you got it. Good. Something else from the karma yoga masters?
I got it. It's also, it's just a goal for a future, Because you do karma yoga?
Yeah,
Because you want to get something.
you want to harvest in the future, so
Yeah,
you act and you plant or unplant seeds that you can may harvest in the whatever future.
It's still planning.
No, it's just you postpone being what you are. That is like a phantom, always has to postpone. Later I will be what I am. So later I will live what I am. Later I will realize what I am. Always is later. And then comes Eckhart Tolle and says now, but even now it's too late. So even now is even later. So now it's too late, when even now it's too late, then later it's much too late. Now it's too late. Because the now is already an experience which is already like a memory of whatever. Even the now comes into it's like a memory. Then you say the now of the now. You always have to make like some other things on top of it. So you have to be the now of the now. And then you ask, how can I be the now of the now? And then you ask them, am I now the now of the now, or still there's one in the now? I am in the now, or am I the now? I now. Still, like you're just fishing for, and you become a watchdog, really, like that is Vipassana. You watch whatever you are in, it's like watching every, whatever emotion, every experience, everything, what is this now? Personal or impersonal, or something. So that's phantom watchdog has something to do. So give it something to do, and if you ask me, karma yoga is the best action for the watchdog, because it keeps him occupied. So why not? So meanwhile you can be what you are. But not because of the watchdog succeeding or doing something. So I don't deny that action. It's like you're a race driver, like Michael Schumacher. When you drive 400 kilometers an hour, you cannot think anymore. You have to drive without thinking, otherwise you cannot drive 400 kilometers an hour. Or if you're a marathon runner, it's like you run as much as there is a dead point. That you're totally exhausted, then you die into that. So there is no one running anymore, and the running happens. It's like an experience that running happens without a runner, and without a runner there is no exhaustion. So that's the second air you get out of something. So all these techniques are getting rid of the driver or the controller, but temporary only. Because the moment you stop marathon, it's back, because then he says, oh, I did it, I was running very good, huh? Wasn't I? Very quick. And Michael Schumacher is standing on the tribune, and yes, I was winning. Because there was no driver, but who got the medal? Or the trophy? So all the techniques is like karma yoga, or it's like meditation. Like meditation means you just in active meditation, like Osho's dynamic meditation is in that dynamic that one who's meditating disappears in that dynamic thing. But then the failure comes again, because the moment you stop it, it jumps in again. So that's an actual exercise of failing. All the exercises, all the tapas, all the sadhana is just failing. So it's all like Buddha failing. Trying to know himself and always failing with all the techniques. So I like all the techniques, but not because they bring something, they just show you fail. You fail again, and you fail, and you fail. You will always fail to know yourself. And you will always fail to reach a peace you're longing for. That's our techniques made for. So even the question, who am I, is that you fail. It's a failing question. It's not like succeeding in it. Becoming one then who realizes his true nature, because you will fail again to realize your true nature, because the true nature you realize will be fake again. It's false. No? Failing, 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 failing. And so for that all the techniques are wonderful, and they're self-made. And the self just has fun with it, because it just tries in case, try it, and it's enjoying that it fails again. Actually it's enjoying to fail to know itself. A total enjoyment not to know. Joy. So enjoying to be the joy who can never be experienced by anything, and never be found in anything. That's the joy of the self. Or that's the way you realize yourself. So joy is realizing itself and not finding joy in anything. Yeah. That's Nisargada's ultimate medicine, not finding what you are in anything. So in that you rest in not finding, and that's a peace you never lost. So you cannot find the peace, but by not finding the peace in anything, you rest in that, but never needs peace. Because that what you are doesn't need any peace. So, and there is maybe an absolute moment of peace off. But that will not.
So any kind of effort is wrong.
No, it's not wrong, it's just futile. It's futile. Wrong or right, it doesn't apply, it's futile. And that's the beauty of it. Whatever you try is futile. And you should, this is like the enjoyment of joy, that it cannot be enjoyed, or knowledge cannot be known by any relative experience. So not any intellect or any wisdom, whatever event of deep insights or anything can show you the knowledge you are. But you are still in the idea that you lost knowledge. So how you look for it, but by not finding it in any place, okay, in that total despair or whatever, failure, being the absolute failure, that is Buddha's realization of being that Buddha which never can be realized. But that is the eye cannot see the eye. That is the same like Brahman. So the Buddha never showed up, so the Buddha cannot be found. So if you meet Buddha on the way, kill him by knowing Buddha never gets into any form, or non-form. Whatever you imagine cannot be the Buddha. So your Buddha nature is, thanks God, can never be found as it was never lost in anything. So what to do? But you have to try, just in case, huh? Because there is this burning love in you for yourself, and that burning love is making you longing for something which is imaginary peace or self or truth, and then you look for it until there's really not finding anything, so that even the love breaks. You're so disappointed by yourself that it breaks your heart. The love for yourself. Because this love for yourself is the only obstacle which is there. To not to be what you are. That's the heart knot. It is always like a pressure on your chest. It's always like a belt who's tight sometimes no loose, tight, loose, tight, loose. So by some technique you can widen the belt. Then you think, I made it. I woke up, I don't feel the belt anymore, but it will close in again. So it's not gone, because there's still one who needs the trousers. Then I need a belt. So the phantom is sometimes without a belt, and it's called a no-me. I'm free. I'm free. I'm a free being. Until the free being is imprisoned again. So it's like a mobile who is long time not ringing, and suddenly God calls again. Anybody home? I better don't answer, but maybe it's God. Oh shit, it's really God. Yes?
Oh God! Oh man!
Maybe I missed the only one in the lifetime opportunity to talk to myself. It's maybe me. Just in case again you have this mobile self inside. Fantastic, huh? Just in case there is one I want to talk to. That's why I never take a mobile with me or so on. Just in case. That's a woman's bag, just in case. And then they're so exhausted at night by carrying that just in case. And then they complain to the husband, I have to carry all that stuff. Why? Just in case. Yeah, but did you need anything of that? No, but maybe, whatever. Maybe I would have met the love of my life and I had no makeup, so I need all my equipment. when I meet God, then I have to take it away, this all the thing, because he wants to, because he wants to see me naked. He wants to see me as I am. Not like a makeup queen, not a knight. So in that case, so just in case that we don't know who you meet that day. So just in case, another question? Just in case, there's one. Good. In the back, something in the back. Bangalore. Thinking. Yeah, you're a headmaster or not? I remember you're a headmaster of a school. So. Yeah, but it's for, in England it's a headmaster, or not?
Maybe, yeah.
Yes,
I think so, yeah.
yeah.
Headmaster.
Headmistress.
His mistress.
For female, yeah, headmistress.
Yeah.
Oh, headmistress, yeah.
Yeah, I like mistress because the miss is missing the stress. The man is always full of stress and the mistress is giving stress to the man. It's called a mistress. Good. Andres. Another archangel, Andreas. Yes, now.
Meditation is useless.
No, futile.
Futile.
Useless I didn't say.
Alright.
It has its use that you may experience the futility of trying.
Karma yoga is futile.
Yes, all futile.
Everything is futile.
Whatever you do, whatever is like eating, is futile because you will be hungry again. But you still eat because it's fun to eat. But you know already what comes out of it. Or not. The same with all your experiences. This is like another stomach, who is always hungry again. So you will always be hungry again for what you are. The longing will not stop by it. It will be temporary, maybe less, whatever. You don't feel it so much, but then it comes back again.
Then what do we do?
Huh?
Then what do we do?
Yeah, just in case you try. Who knows? I'm undecided. So I don't know if it helps or not, because in some cases, like in Nisargada's place, the ultimate medicine for him was try to find yourself from the master, and by not finding himself in anything, that was a medicine for the only cure by being what you are without, in spite of finding something, not because of finding. That's all, being in spite. And I tell you, you are in spite already, but you have to look for it anyway, just in case, because you have to see for yourself. If I tell you that, there is nothing, you may believe it or not, but you have to look for yourself. Therefore, that is all the techniques, tapas, everything is, meditation is, that you experience yourself is futile. So you have to be the absolute failure. I can just present you, I'm the absolute failure. As Buddha was, the absolute failure. Because I could not find myself in anything. And in that I rest. There's a peace of not finding myself in anything. That peace is not depending on finding or losing or gaining or having or not having of anything. So it's not an imaginary one. It's not depending on an imaginary one who found something or woke up from something. This is not an awakening or realization. This is just being that what I never lost. I never knew in the first place. And that what I never knew, I cannot not know. So there was a time I thought I have to know myself, and that just dropped. That's all.
Will it drop for everybody?
Yeah, sooner or later it will drop. But no one knows when. It's already determined. It will happen, but maybe not in this lifetime. Yeah, you know that story of that three sadhus sitting there and whining and, oh, poor us, when will we be enlightened, what shall we do, and whatever. And then the saint comes and they asked him, you must know when we will be enlightened. He said, yes, you will be enlightened. So how long will it take? When? Tomorrow, today? No, as many leaves on these trees, as many lifetimes it will need to get enlightened. And one of them, yeah, I will be enlightened. And then all the leaves are falling down. And the other, oh, it takes too long, still in self-pity. So if it will happen, doesn't matter when, it's already happened. It's the same like if the body, for sure it will be gone, so it's already gone. So, who cares when? It will happen, so what? That's I can say too, it will happen. But maybe you will not, not in this shit factory place. There will be maybe a different shit factory, like you will be an ant or a deer or whatever. A different shit happens, so it will be in some shit.
Bali.
So for me it's just shit took the form of shit. So shit. In nature, shit is shit, so it's already happened. It's just an appearance by itself came by ignorance. And the ignorance will be gone one day. And you will still be what you are. As already you are, in spite of that presence of ignorance, you are that. Right now you're not because the ignorance is there and so you are ignorant. No, by that experience of ignorance you don't become ignorant. You can only experience ignorance because you are what you are. You can only experience the knower because you already are knowledge. So the knower came and the knower will be gone. That's a ship of Noah. He will ship away. Because there comes the flooding of the senses. You will be over-flooded by the senses. When you have no border, no filter anymore, you will be washed away by the flooding of the senses, which you cannot take anymore. You will be just taken by the sea. Yeah. And it will. It's the only message I can give. Maybe you don't have to wait even, just be now what you cannot not be. By postponing it. Just why don't you enjoy yourself now? Why waiting until that whatever vehicle of enjoyment is gone? This little moped. I like a moped.
Yeah.
It's like a pet, like a moped. And then you think I can only have moksha when this moped is gone. Moksha. A moksha vehicle I want. I want to be free. This is the idea of moksha. It fucks you up right away. Be free. Be free from freedom. Because what you are doesn't need any freedom. That what needs freedom is a phantom. Phantom freedom. The phantom free being. Oh. May all beings are free. Oh yeah, wonderful. And happy. Nice wish. But the one who says it already knows it will never happen. Because there was never any being who was not free, so nice wish, but it sounds good and wonderful. No, I think Papaji was asked, I heard, someone told me, because my girlfriend after 97 was one of them. She told me many stories, so I was not there, but she said, someone asked him, why do you still make this beginning of the satsang always, may all beings be free and happy, whatever. And he says, yeah, but I know it will never happen, but it still sounds good. Because he was the guy and nothing ever happened, so how can that happen? But it still sounds good. So why should I stop with it? If I would stop now, because then I would claim I know more than someone else to stop it. I just continue. It's like I have a wife, but I never had any wife. It's like that same way. Nothing has to be changed. That's what I like about it. Shit continues. And you are not depending on how the way the shit happens. Just shit happens. You know what I'm pointing to? So whoever tells you, since I know my true nature, my life changed, fuck him.